sure. And we're getting right into our game right now. I think Alpha side is Born to Slider. Yes, Born to Slider. And the purple side, we have Blue Atlantic.
Absolutely. Look at some of these picks we have. We do have the Wiper coming out, Tetra Dualies, along with the S-Blast 91. Up at the side of Blue Atlantic, 52, Slosher, Shot and Pencil, classic. I do actually want to point out, that is the Missile Wiper they're bringing out. That's going to be quite a good pick to bring out.
Yeah, actually a Tetra and Wiper combo, a combo that we don't really see that much anymore nowadays, but something that was very common people played at the beginning of Splatoon 3, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. It seems they're really trying to challenge the attempts at the meta that you could get as close to here at a LAN. Already we see Blue Atlantic doing a great job of holding the zone for the first 25 ticks. One player trying to go down here, but Slew's going to get caught out, get picked off. Wiper drops to get picked off as an assist with the Slosher. Weeabomb comes in to try to pin over the zone. It's going to not be enough. Zuka comes out, takes care of one player. We're past the 50-point marker here, right? And things are looking real good for Blue Atlantic still.
Yeah, Blue Atlantic doing such a good job holding this lockout. Missiles came out for the side of Born, but not really able to push in. Gets one pick. Wow.
Wow, that's a full wipeout. Reef Slider to help close it out, and just like that, they're moving up. They're looking to take some space, popping some beacons, popping some cool air. This push is not going to be over just yet. I love the Sharks here by the Blaster trying to ledge camp, but two go down to a bomb. Booyah has to be popped quickly as an urgent play, but they're going to go down as a trade, and now just one player left alive to hold the zone. It's the Wiper as other players have to try to jump in.
Yeah, for sure. With those beacons, though, they will have fast jumps back in. Without the anchor, you know, a little bit slower, but you can see here, they still hold the zone. No penalty, actually, and the missiles coming out for the side of Born.
Yeah, the missiles unfortunately going to get picked one player down there. You would think with the player advantage they would have went in and tried to get the cap, but it was not enough. They're just trading off one by one. Player full advantage to Born to Slider, and they're going to take more space as the 52 has to jump out, finishing up their whale. Lead is going to swap on over. Blue Atlantic is looking like they're in some deep trouble as they're now one player down.
No, for sure. We see this 52 gal trying to push back in. Two down. I think that was a bomb from the side of Born, and this is going to be a lockout for them.
Yeah, there's really no place for them to go in. They get one pick. Reef Slider's going to go over to try to get another. With only 4 ticks to go, they have to try to cap the zone now if they want to chase the whole thing up, but no. Born to Slider is going to take game one in a nice little reverse of points game. Congrats to them for that game one. Great finish.
No, for sure. We saw how aggressive Born to Slider can be. They had an anchorless comp, but as I said, with beacons, they don't really need an anchor to jump into. They just jump into the beacons, and there's your anchor. And like, I think something that they did really well was also just playing off a lot of chip damage. They had the Blaster, they have the Wiper, they have
the quickfire from the dualies, being able to sneak around, get 1 or 2 hits, and then be able to fly right out. So that really caused a lot of great momentum for them, and they were able to capitalize on that first wipeout that they had to come back from.
No, for sure. Yeah, it's like, I think also for the side of Blue Atlantic, you know, they played a more traditional comp. I think maybe they didn't warm up just yet. I think they're still getting back into the rhythm. I think, you know, we've seen how good they can be when they're on their A game. We saw that. We saw Low Ink last month, right? Yep. Like, they did an amazing job, and I think that's they need to try to like bring back that experience, maybe calm down a little bit. You know, Zones Mahi does snowball. We've seen it before. So you know, it might be just like slowing the game down, taking it at their own pace, and trying to like, you know, we know Born to Slide is going to be a more aggressive team, a more aggressive comp, because they don't have that back line.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that being said, Blue Atlantic side, I mean, coming out with that pencil they had in the beginning, it's not a bad option, and they could definitely work on it pretty quickly. They just have to take early advantage on that. From the set prior, you probably saw My Team Boops, which is a fish. It's a fancy name for a fish. I know the commentators were wondering what it was. Don't worry. We made sure they knew. But like we saw with that against Chase 24/7's team, when you have a backline, you're able to make it work as long as you're able to play quick with it.
No,
you know
for sure, for sure.
As long as you can, once you get those picks, you quickly play off of that advantage you have, you're able to really get in and get those picks, and they might have to try to pull it off. They did at the beginning of the first game. Now they just have to try to pull it off and hold it. Rainmaker Undertow is our game number 2. Blue Atlantic to take their first game. Born to Slider looking to take their second.
Yeah, for sure. And is that a splatter shot? It's the double splatter shot.
Double splatter shot. Coming out of Blue Atlantic. What an interesting pick there. But I give them props for trying to make it work. It's going to be some double bomb, double Zuka action. They're both fighting for pop. It will go to Born to Slider. Blue Atlantic, or sorry, Blue Atlantic will get the pop. Born to Slider is trying to have to hold that space, stay alive. No picks on the board just yet, but a lot of space being taken by Blue Atlantic.
Yeah, I think we want to take a look at Sieve a little early here. They have opening Gambit. They have 4 seconds to try to feed that, and I think they did get a pick, so that's an extra 15 seconds onto that opening Gambit. They are trying to go for, you know, as the ability is called, a Gambit in the beginning of the game, trying to just play as fast as they can.
Yeah, I mean, right away, the Rainmaker just absolutely skill diffing the Reef Slider, going on the Graves instead of forward, gets them all the way down to 20 points. What a huge lead, and right now, they're going to try to continue it by just stalling for space. Splatoon doing a great job using that ledge AoE effort to their advantage here, getting a pick on one. Rainmaker will be dropped down, but get picked up by the pencil right before it goes down. It is now just a free-for-all on the Grates here. Players coming back in from spawn on both sides. Blue Atlantic right away just still having that player advantage. 2 players down still for Born the Slider. They're trying to make their best to make it work and get out of here alive, but they're just being practically spawn camped.
No, for sure. And I think something we need to keep in mind during this game is on the side of, I think Born to Slider. Actually, I think the colors are flipped.
Yeah, they're a little flipped. Yeah, I noticed that too.
For Born to Slider, they don't have a tactic cooler, so the cooler advantage is always going to be on the side of Blue Atlantic, so they can just try to play around that advantage they have.
Yeah, absolutely. Cooler is such a great help. Zuka coming out, but still gets it over on Joey. Cooler was popped in time, though, and this looks like this might be a first Rainmaker check push for Born to Slider. Colors are fixed. We got this. Yeah. I wanted to shout out to production. All right, here, Rainmaker trying to stay alive. They got the players down. Pencil trying to hold it from the side. Rainmaker's going to go forward. They're going to be able to try to get it with the Slider coming in. Can they get the dunk in time? Yes, they will, and they have player advantage. Things are looking scary once again for Blue Atlantic.
You know, I can't say that much of a mouthful like you can, but we see 2 down on the side of Blue Atlantic. The Zuka coming out, I think right here, they just got to play a little bit patiently, throw bombs. And we actually see, I think this is Nerd going in, trying to get a big, but actually goes down.
Going down indeed. They're trying to rush a Maker forward. They do a squid roll over the block, but they're unable to get that lead. It's a 5-point difference here. Just the Tetra's alive. Blue Atlantic now picks up the Rainmaker and has to drop it out of their plat so no one can come around and try to flank them and get that pick off. Joey trying to find the flanking Tetra, but there it is off the side. Rainmaker gets the first pick on him. They have to pick on the sword instead. Just damage the Tetra, but the Tetra has Reef ready, but they're going to pick again with the Rainmaker. Rainmaker main is a thing, and you're seeing it right here. 2 down, 40 seconds to go on the Rainmaker path. S-Splash probably going to get picked here as well by the Rainmaker as they get rushed by the dualies, holding on still. 2 down, 3 up for Born to Slider, and this is looking like a dangerous game here in mid.
No, and that's the wipeout for the side of Born to Slider. I think something you saw there, they did a really good job on the side of Blue Atlantic to stall, but now we see Born to Slider, they have that advantage. They have a lot of space, but 2 go down on both sides.
Oh man, things are dangerous, so that's 3 down for Blue Atlantic. Born the Slider has to just cross the Grates and go forward, but why would you do that? It took extra time, but it doesn't matter. They get the picks, they get forward, 50 squid roll, try to get more points, shut out by Sieve here, and now they're just trying to hold. They will try to push this Maker forward even more, down to 12, but that's a wipeout. Blue Atlantic, this is huge for them, and they gotta take advantage of the space that they can get quickly here.
No, for sure, and a lead to 12, it's decent on this map, but it's never safe in Rainmaker. That's the double Zuka!
Dude, double Zuka takes 3 players down. It's just a sword, and the sword goes down, but the Rainmaker had to reset. So they're all the way back in mid with a wipeout like that. No advantage really taken. Some space up front held. But Blue Atlantic still has a ways to go. Whale is probably looking for 1 pick, but their shot will go down as a Tetra is flanking from behind. They just gotta try to rush it.
No, for sure. And they almost got it past that uninkable. It doesn't give them lead yet, but you know, they might try to just keep up this pressure here.
Yeah, Zuka's gonna come out and get 2. A wipeout! And a bomb takes 2 down. Blue Atlantic gets 2 players alive. Do they have the Rainmaker? They do, and they're gonna KO!
Oh my god, that Zuka went crazy. Azuka gets 4 kills, and then someone throws a bomb, gets 2, and Blue Atlantic having the people there, able to knock it out. Oh my god.
What a finish. Blue Atlantic really pulling out all the stops, surprising probably everybody there. What a great play. Unbelievable.
That was an amazing play. They came in so clutch. They I think if they didn't get that quad with the Zuka, even if it was a triple, I think even if it was a triple,
one player alive will still cause damage and still make it a problem, because if it, I don't like one player just to shoot at the Rainmaker.
No, for real,
yeah,
exactly. You just need to shoot at the Rainmaker.
Yeah, and then with getting the full wipeout with the Zuka, as everyone's just crammed in that little hallway that you can't paint over. Again, the bomb was able to get 2 players off, but with the other 2 players alive and being around there, coming probably straight up from that ramp, I mean, it was just a beautiful display of best case scenario for Blue Atlantic.
No, for sure.
That was best case scenario.
I think we can call that a Zuka moment.
Yeah.
We can definitely call that a Zuka moment.
100%.
Like, any other special, I don't think you can get that. Not with the Crab Tank. Maybe Inkjet, but Inkjet, it depends. You know, Inkjet doesn't have as big of an AoE as Zuka does.
Yeah.
But, like, I think also they played really smart about just cycling Zukas constantly.
Yeah, absolutely.
They, like, try to play to the Zuka. They, like, even when they went down, I think most of the time they had Cooler. They came back fast with Zuka and, like, just able to just keep that pressure on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, talk about, like, just holding pressure where you need it. And again, the wipeout in the beginning was huge. And again, for both teams, both these games, we've seen it's come down to a wipeout to really secure a win or some space that you need to move forward. So with them doing that on both sides, and especially at key moments where they needed the most, I mean, it seems like this is going to be a very back and forth set, really probably just coming down to wipeouts.
No, for real. I think both teams had wipeouts on both sides in both games so far.
Yeah.
Like, I would not be surprised if we get to another Game 5. We just finished the Game 5 from earlier.
Yeah,
but I'm excited to see another one.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I mean, now looking at our next map round that we're going in this pools round 1, we do have tower control on ship-shaped cargo. Well, how do you feel about after playing on it? How do you feel about this map mode?
I personally don't love it. It's very attacker friendly. So once you start pushing, it's very hard to defend without like just throwing everything. Yeah. So, you know, it's very attacker friendly, but you know, attackers need to be in the correct spots at the correct time. Maybe they're too far behind the tower. Maybe they're pushed up too far and the tower's not there yet. You know, that's the biggest struggle with tower control. But I think with the pencil, I think this is a really good pencil map. I personally think that, and if they stick with that double Zuka is terrifying. Terrifying on this map.
Especially on defense, if you're trying to hold your top left, right? One Zuka can take you out. And if you know it's coming, you could try to hide behind the block, but we've seen it before. Zuka and its hitboxes on lane work better than they ever have before. But here we go. Game number 3, tied score right now, 1-1. We're seeing Cooler come out on the side of Born to Slide. It looks like they know they might need it. They can't just fight it off any longer. And of course, the pencil staying on the side of Blue Atlantic, bringing out the Slosher with strikes.
Yes, the Slosher coming back from Nerd. I think they want the GG strikes for the end. But we also see actually the Neo Stamper already went down. But a Neo Stamper on the side of Born to Slide, I think that the Crab Tank might be really critical on this map.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, considering when we played it on my team with the Crab here, it really is good. Slider's going to try to clear out some space here. Zuka's going to come out in retaliation, try to find these 2 players on the side. One will go down as the shot, the 2 goes in and gets them both. Blue Atlantic now in a great advantage here, getting 2 players down, 3 players down. Last one alive is just the boy using a Booyah, and they will go down as well, getting shredded. First checkpoint goes down, cleared for Blue Atlantic.
I'd also like to add again, Steve is playing opening Gambit again. Steve is ready to just run in, get picks, and just play super fast. And you know what? They can do that with the pencil, just being there to sit there for jumps, giving them tactic cooler, just, you know, giving them as much space as they need.
Yeah, and space is key here. I mean, just look at the advantage. 52's up on the top right, holding so much pressure. We're only 9 more points away, right? And that's almost a delayed wipeout. It's going to be a full wipe not over. There's the pop-off. Red Pacific wins that. Game 3, they have 1 more game to win. I think they thought they won the whole set there.
I think they forgot it was the best of 5.
Yeah,
you know,
but I mean, look at that game though. That was beautiful. That's the Red Pacific we saw at Lowing. I mean, plus Nerd this time.
Yes.
But again, the synergy was there. The picks were there. The placement was there. I mean, that was a deserved pop off by, I believe that was Joey.
Yes.
I mean, I was going to do that earlier, but we didn't KO, so I couldn't pop off. Yeah. Oh, what, Lowing? Actually,
Lowing?
JPEG
Who?
told me not to say anything about Lowing, but he did tell me to say that he made the graphics for the map. So shout out to you, JPEG, if you're
Let's go,
watching.
JPEG.
Hi, I
Thank you,
want
JPEG.
brownie points for saying that. You're welcome.
No, but like
good.
that was crazy. As we said, snowball heaven on this map, and so good for attackers.
Yeah.
And I think what's also really good that Blue Pacific did is staggering specials. They didn't necessarily pop specials all at the same time, except for like maybe that initial opening.
Yeah.
But we saw strikes come out. We saw Zuka come out.
Yep.
We saw a whale towards that end, and then just LX constant pressure with the paint and with the coolers for the rest of their team.
And something I love what they did with their specials is they went in with them.
Yes.
And that is the biggest thing you could try to take away from watching these games is if you use specials and you're wondering why they're not working, you have to go in with their spacing. You have to go in with the space they create for you. Like the strikes. We saw Nerd on the 50, I believe it was Nerd on the 52.
It was Nerd on the Slosher. It was Seeb on the 52.
Sorry,
yes.
thank you for correcting me.
Yes.
Seeb went in with those strikes and got two picks, 2 players down.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to do. You want to be able to take that space you made to your advantage, and you're able to just take those players out, take that space, and what happened there is what you see just works so well.
No, exactly. And I don't remember if Seeb did play opening gambit on that first game. Opening gambit's been on for Seeb, and Seeb, I think with that 52, Seeb's just been running in, getting picks, feeding that gambit.
Yes.
Just getting more time. If you don't know opening gambit, within the first 30 seconds of a game, you have full swim speed, full run speed, full IA.
I think there's like special charge?
No special charge. I think
like
it's just
build up, right? Might be just those three.
It's all the movement abilities plus IA.
Yeah. Okay.
Inkres, I think.
Okay. That makes sense.
So, you know, Seeb continuously cycling through. The first 30 seconds, you have guaranteed open gambit. And then, you know, every pick you get, every assist you get, extra 15 seconds to it.
Yeah. And that's huge. That's huge. That's what you want. But we're going to see if that opening gambit reign continues that is working so well with them. Here we go. Game number 4. Blue Atlantic 1 game away from taking this set, and you know they want it bad. We see the comp come out from Born to Slider. 96 deco. That is some cracked cheese on the side of Blue Atlantic. Born to Slider opting, of course, for the same card they had before, but this time the try. No, sorry, yeah.
Yes,
and try coming out. And then Vanilla Shot coming up for some Zuka action here. So right away, we see some great space taken by both teams here in mid, fighting off. The Pencil on the side doing a great job poking out their ramp here. Blue Atlantic doing a great job at holding the space, but oh man, that Shark by Joy gets caught out by the Slosher here. Cooler Pop player jump. They're trying to go in with that. Here comes the Kraken for space.
No, for sure. This Kraken is just here to bug out the rest of the Born to Slider team, but it might actually get punished here.
Oh, punish it does. They were trying to find the pick, but they couldn't finish the job. Here is the cooler pop by Born to Slider with strikes and retaliation by Blue Atlantic to try to clear up some of that space as these players are going in. 2 players down for Born to Slider. 1 goes down on Blue Atlantic, and players are backing up, holding mid space. Tries to go in, get 1, but it will not. Called out, picked off by 2. Booyah Bomb comes out in retaliation here. Try to clear up some space with Crab as well. Kind of not far away, but they will get an assist on 1 and try to take out another player in the top left being the Pencil.
Oh, for sure. And it gets the assist on that one. This, you know, this is the classic team deathmatch in mid for Clam Blitz, as always. But, you know, no one able to really push up too much. Born to Slider has most of mid control, and I think they're going to try to make a play here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's really been just a stalemate what we've been seeing this whole time here in mid. Right away, just both teams getting picks on picks repeatedly with no one actually having a strong push in. We're only a minute and a half into this game. 2 picks will go down on both sides, and it's still pretty even, but the score will be made to Born to Slider as now Blue Atlantic finally gets a decent close to wipeout that they wanted, and now they're trying to take space. Things could try to turn around here if they're able to get the picks that they need and move forward. Yeah,
Born to Slider gets the first open of the basket, but I'm not too sure if it'll be too great because we see on Blue Atlantic, they have the they have the Kraken cheese. They can jump in with Power Clams. It's not too big of an issue with a score of 20. They can just make 2 Power Clams and jump in.
Yeah, and something I like about, I think Blue Atlantic is trying to do is they're really trying not to use the Crack and Cheese unless it's a dire situation. They know they can get the picks, right? They know they can use their specials here. They know they can make space if they need it. And the Crack and Cheese is probably going to be a last resort. Strike's coming out now to try to cause some damage, but that's going to be 2 players down on both sides, with players coming back a little bit quicker with the cooler on the side of Born the Slider. Blue Atlantic trying to hold some space here. Players getting caught in the mist. Sharking here with the S-Blast here with that cooler. They're going to try to go down here. They will. Picked off by Sieb. Joey barely staying alive here to that Crab and Zuka combo that we saw before. Shot will go down. Space being made by Born the Slider, and that's a wipeout.
And this is going to be huge for Born the Slider. They don't have a lot of clan economy right now, but they have a bunch of space. I don't know why the Stamper... I guess the Stamper's sharking a little bit. Maybe trying to get a cheeky pick. Almost gets Sieve there. Gets Sieve down there.
Yeah, but they will be called out, and they're going to be forced out by both players here. 52 is trying... sorry, 96 trying to... oh my gosh. Wow, so many fights happen at once. The entire team of Blue Atlantic goes down. Clams being grabbed by Born the Slider. Only a few more to go for a power clam to keep pushing this even further. Again, only a 30-point lead. Minute and a half to go in the game. And Blue Atlantic still has never scored once.
Yeah, and I think if Born the Slider is going to attempt to score one more time, they need to try to get it below 60 points. The 60-point marker is so key because 60 points means you need more than 2 power clams scored in to get lead.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's what they're going to try to do here. Now, they picked up the Pity Clan with a minute left to go. I'm not sure if they were able to do that before and try to secure 2 of them. But right now, from what I'm seeing, they only have 1 on the board, but 2 players are going to go down. Again, I hate to say it, Rice, but I think this is going to come down to a Crack and Cheese situation for Blue Atlantic. They're trying to play aggressive for the picks, but Born the Slider is just too aggressive themselves. I mean, look at this. They're practically making Blue Atlantic feed here.
No, for sure. And we can see just they're trying to play defense as hard as they can. And they're doing a great job just not letting the score go any further. But even if they can't even get out of their own spawn for a bit, what's the point in really trying to score, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. We see a reset here by the S-Bus being caught in a tricky situation, and all these players are there. The cooler spot's a little bit in a tricky space as the pencil will go down here, and players have to give up a little bit of positioning to fall back for it. Strike's coming out, and there is a Kraken ready. Zuka will find 2 with that, and this is the momentum they need. 2 players down, 3 players down. Trade off, but the Slosher is still winning, getting these picks. They're trying to keep Nerd alive. The pencil helps and gets them down. Power Clan made, they're trying to make 2 of them because they don't have a pity because they picked it up. Here we go, Rice, 20-second overtime.
No, and we see the Kraken just going in for it. I think their plan is to have LX make a power clam right now, and we see both power clams jumping.
They got the lead! They got it! That was enough! Because they never scored again. It was a 10-point difference, and the Papas is deserved. They jumped in, they scored, and they win it. Blue Atlantic takes that game in an overtime push with Kraken, like we mentioned. Unbelievable, and what a great set for them, winning this 3-1.
No, for sure. That Kraken was very key at the end, but I think it was really important that LX, when they were making that power clam, they were close to one. They had 5 clams, I believe, right when overtime started, found a pod, and they were still relatively safe to get that jump in because something super dangerous there was they didn't have cooler. They didn't have cooler when they super jumped. And the key thing about Crack and Cheese is using Kraken and Cooler at the same time. You jump in, score, and you're immediately back. You're back right away.